We're here today with Mr. George Martin, President of Whiteway Realty Company. He's going to talk to us about the Jacksonville water and what he does more or less to purify it. George, will you tell us what you do about your water?
I certainly will, Roy. We have bought a water distiller which we put in our home here to try to cope with the Jacksonville tap water. And also we have put one like this over in the Nazarella building so that all of our tenants can have distilled water.
Good.
And basically what I wanted to do was to show everybody how it works.
All right.
And so what we have here is this is where the Jacksonville tap water goes into this container, and then it ultimately, after the process is over with, the distilled water is over here.
Right.
Now what's left are the chemicals that the Jacksonville puts into the water.
There's a lot of residue, George?
Well, and a lot of smell. And you can kind of take a little look at it there, but let me just pour some of this in and people can see what some of the chemicals look like.
Well, that's nasty looking, George.
Well,
nasty smelling too, George.
And it also, we have got some type of residue down here that kind of cakes. I'm not sure what it is, but it's some kind of solid substance that's down in here. It's kind of like a powder too.
Right.
So I don't know what these chemicals are, but if you like, but that's what happens after you distill 1 gallon of Jacksonville tap water.
So that's what's going into your system there if you drink the Jacksonville tap water.
That's right. So now this is the purified water here. When I say purified, I mean it's completely distilled. It's like rainwater.
Right.
That's what's in here. So what I do is, in order to make more, I just switch out the empty one here, put this back in.
Right.
And of course, if you wanted to have Jacksonville tap water, we could put it back in there, but I don't think you want that, so we'll throw that away.
Right.
Then what I do is I take this container here and I clean it out. Go over here to the sink, rinse out what's left, and then I try to scrub out these
the residue?
Yeah, the residue or the powdery stuff, whatever that is. And you can see it right there. It's not really. You can see it's kind of cloudy and white. And we get rid of all of that. Then fill it back up with the tap water.
Right. How long does it take us to process, George?
It takes about 4 hours.
About 4 hours? Mm-hmm. That'll give you roughly, what, a gallon of water, distilled water?
Right, 1 gallon of distilled water. So then, after it's full, you take it out, put it back in. Put it in there. And just hit it. 4 hours later, come back, it's totally full.
Do you use this water to cook with too?
Yes, we do.
Can you tell the difference?
Oh yeah, it's a lot better. And what we do is we make, this is what we use to make coffee or make tea.
Right.
We make soup, we cook with it. If we cook spaghetti, we use the distilled water. I also try to get extra storage by filling up these glass water bottles, which even I've now started taking these into the bathroom, and now I brush my teeth using this water, or I wash my face, or when I shave, I go ahead and use the distilled water.
You can tell a real difference.
Right. And of course another problem with the water too is, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, when they take a shower, they usually have a lot of hot water, and of course that goes into a water vapor which people breathe. So if people are in a shower a long time and run a lot of water, then they end up with a lot more chemicals than what we showed, because in a normal shower people use many, many gallons of water, and of course that they breathe those chemicals into their body. So what we've done there is that we've gone and we've bought from the same company, which is Waterwise, and I believe it's Leesburg, Florida. They sell an attachment that you can put onto your shower head, which supposedly filters out a lot of the chemicals there. You have to change that about every 3 months. So that's what we've done here at home to try to, get the water a little better
for you.
And of course we're doing the same thing down at the Nazarella building for our tenants, because they have water to drink down there, and they make tea and make coffee, and that's what they've got to use.
Well, that's good, George. Good. Most people don't realize what kind of contaminants are in the water here in Jacksonville, or any tap water.
Well, we do the same thing in Atlanta, and it's a similar sort of thing, except it smells different. They've got different kinds of chemicals, and they've got things that cake a little bit more in the bottom. But it is a good way of testing the water. I had a friend of mine built a house up in North Georgia and in the mountains. He had an artesian well that they dug. And I said, well, what do you think about me bringing my water distiller up there, and let's just see what really is left in your water. So we did it, and it was hardly anything in it. But it was a little bit of thing in it. It was really what it was sulfur water.
Right.
In Jacksonville, they have these artesian wells. They have this sulfur water. But that was the little bit of stuff that was in his water. But it's a great way of testing water.
Well, would you recommend this for everybody?
Well, I think so. I mean, just offer somebody the chemicals to drink, and I mean, if they want to get those chemicals a little faster, just take that. That way you don't have to drink a whole gallon of water to get it.
Right, okay. Well, George, we appreciate this.
Okay, well, glad to do it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.